Ahead of those freezing temperatures, you often hear about protecting the three Ps.
Oh yes, your pipes, pets, and plants. Of course, there's really four because we want to put people first in front of all of it, right? But I think we think about that, which is why we're concentrating on these three. So if you happen to be a plant lover like me, we're breaking down some simple ways for you to protect your plants for the frigid air.
Our Denise Middleton joins us now live from Houston Botanic Garden with more. Good morning, Denise.
Hey, good morning. We all know those freezing temps can, harm or really kill our plants if we don't take the proper precautions. And so we have Brent Moon here with the Houston Botanic Garden to help us keep them alive, because we're going to be getting in the 20s pretty soon here.
We are.
So there's so many different plants. Which ones absolutely need to be covered before a freeze warning?
Right, so you want to think about anything that's tender, like seasonal color annuals, things like, your violas should be okay, things like snapdragons, alyssum, anything that you've got out for sort of some seasonal color right now. They can generally take cool weather for our average Houston temperatures, but we're going to get so cold now you might want to go ahead and cover them just to take a little extra precaution.
And I see you all are already making preparations. Talk about the material that you need to use when covering your plants.
Right, so the white material you see in the background here is called freeze cloth or frost cloth. It's very thin, but it provides a few degrees of extra protection. So we'll cover over these snapdragons and these cyclamen, because as I say, in a typical winter they would be okay, but when we get really cold down in the 20s and teens, they're going to need to be protected or else they could die. And also everything in the pots, typical cool season annuals. We have some dusty miller, ornamental cabbage. Anything in a pot's more susceptible to being frozen because it's up in the air is circulating all around it, whereas these plants at least are in the ground, and that'll help protect them. So what we'll do is we'll just pull this cover over, and then we'll staple all around it with some sod staples, hold it down. You could use rocks, bricks, whatever you might have. And what you want to do is create that tent effect, and that captures all the ground heat that's in there now, and that's really what helps save your plants.
And since we're not necessarily expecting any rain, should you water the plants ahead of the freeze?
It is very good to, because moist soil always retains more heat than dry soil. So you can see this is already fairly damp. We probably won't water it anymore. In fact, we're already going through and shutting our irrigation down just to make sure that we don't have any breaks that way. But yeah, you always want to make sure that whether it's a pot or in the soil, that the soil's moist ahead of a freeze.
And what about the mulch? Should we add a little bit extra mulch to help protect them? Does that do anything?
Absolutely, that helps a lot. So that's one of the things we'll also be doing. If we want to look down here at some of our cycads and our citrus trees, some of the things we'll be doing to those is piling mulch up around the trunk. That provides an extra layer of insulation. So here we have some of our cycads. You can see how they're sort of bare. You see the trunk at the bottom on this one right here. So what we will do with this, we'll come in and we will put mulch maybe up to here, and then we're going to cover over it with this frost cloth, and then again we'll sort of make the tent effect, and again that'll help hold in that good ground warmth, but the mulch adds that extra bit of protection also. And we do something similar with our citrus to make sure we protect the graft union.
Okay, all right, great. So we will have much more for you coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. For now, we are live at the Houston Botanic Garden. Denise Middleton, Fox 26 News.
All right, Denise, we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot.